I'm Jasmine Irajak with the Midday News. Thanks for joining us. The service fee of 75 kina paid by the members of PNG Nurses Association to PNG Health Assurance Limited for the medical insurance cover was never remitted since June 2021. In June this year, the PNGNA brought the matter to court. It was alleged that the fees totaled to over 5 million kina. The case was dismissed by the National Court and PHA Limited, ordered to pay PNGNA what's owed within 7 days.
And our service fee that they had never been remitting to us. Service fee comes from 75 kina premium, and out of 75 kina, 5 kina to be retained by Papua New Guinea Nation Association for the service that we provide to our members.
Former member for Maprik, John Simon, has called for peace at Maprik after the district went into chaos following the killing of a young businessman Tuesday. The executive was driving back to Maprik when he was held up by criminals and was killed during the altercation. In retaliation, the family of the deceased burnt down structures in the village of the suspects involved in the killing. 2 more people were killed in related violence and a health center facility was burnt. Police have been urged to take control of the situation. Simon also called on the people of Maprik to allow police to deal with the matter under the law.
These things happening, but I am calling upon the youths, and at the same time, my appeal to align family lo wikes, waigogum, where family lo Stanley Doppy. The guy who passed away is my appeal to his family. They also related to me as well. Please, Lucille handle police. We should not carry this law. Handle immediate. Police will deal with it. And my appeal to police is please make sure this law, the rascal mangi or young youths, whoever's involved, must get him all.
Emmanuel Pock has been appointed for the new Registrar of Political Parties for a 6-year term. Acting Governor General Job Pomat oversaw the ceremony where Pock recited the Declaration of Loyalty and Declaration of Office. Additionally, Joseph Molita was sworn in as an acting ombudsman, having previously served as a Director of Complaints and Administrative Investigations and Secretary to the Ombudsman Commission. Molita recited the oath of declaration of office witnessed by Ombudsman Commissioners and staff of the Ombudsman Commission. Tuesday, 14th November marked a milestone for Air Niugini as the 50th anniversary roadshow reached Kimbe, West New Britain. The event, graced by West New Britain Governor Sasindran Muthuvel, celebrated the airline's significant contributions to the province's development.
West New Britain Province was part of the 50th Golden Jubilee of Papua New Guinea's official airline Air Niugini. The 50th anniversary roadshow reached the shores of Kimbe early this week. Governor Sasindran Muthuvel commended Air Niugini for its pivotal role in business, cargo transportation and tourism. The airline's impact on the province's growth was acknowledged during the festivities. Air Niugini management, led by Chief of Quality, Safety Risk and Audit Pamela Waringe, provided insights into the airline's ongoing refleeting program and addressed current challenges. The night showcased a variety of staff performances honoring the dedication of long-serving staff member Benjamin Damge. The celebration featured a captivating photo exhibit displaying the airline's journey from its inception, capturing airlines, cabin uniforms, pilots, CEOs and the current staff. The event underscored Air Niugini's enduring commitment to the community over the past 5 decades. As the anniversary roadshow continues, similar events are scheduled for outports throughout November, promising more moments of reflection and celebration across Papua New Guinea. Kaukiru Jr., TVWAN News.
In regional news, more Australians are reporting being the target of cyber attacks, according to a new report by the nation's digital spy agency. Large attacks on government agency and infrastructure have also increased. China has been called out as by far the main culprit of state-backed cyber hacks.
Days after a cyber attack put a halt on 40% of the nation's freight, and a year after millions of Optus and Medibank customers had their personal information leaked, new data from Australia's digital spy agency.
There is a worsening cyber threat for our country.
The Australian Signals Directorate confirms cyber attacks have been rapidly rising. In the past financial year, individuals and businesses made almost 94,000 reports of cybercrime to law enforcement agencies, a 23% rise on the year before.
That's a report every 6 minutes. Last time when we were talking about this report, it was every 7 minutes.
More than 1,100 were considered major incidents, 5 so severe they crippled government agencies or critical infrastructure, up 3 from the year before.
2 to 5 is quite a big jump, and I expect we'll be in double digits very soon.
The attacks are costly, wiping an average $46,000 off the books of small businesses. State-backed cyber hackers continue to be a threat. Despite recent warming relations, China has been singled out as far and away the main culprit.
I presume he raised the issue with his Chinese counterpart.
The relationship with China is complex.
And as Australia forges ahead with nuclear-powered submarines, the nation will draw more attention. There's also legislation on the horizon to deal with a concern some companies aren't revealing the scale and scope of the hacks. Worried customers and regulators might use that against them in future legal action. As authorities grapple with growing cyber security threats, the recently appointed Cyber Security Coordinator, tasked with leading responses to incidents like the Optus outage, has been stood aside. Air Marshal Darren Goldie caught up in an undisclosed workplace matter that Defence is investigating.
COVID-19 has re-emerged on the radar for Western Australians, with the state in the midst of its 8th wave of the virus. Cases have been increasing since early September, driven by the Omicron XBB variant, and this week there were more than 200 COVID patients in hospital. There's also been a spike in cases among WA's aged care residents and staff.
For years, the man in charge of WA's COVID response managed to dodge the virus himself, until a couple of weeks ago.
You know, I'd managed to go for nearly 4 years without getting it.
Now recovered, Dr. Andy Robertson says he's far from alone. WA's about 10 weeks into another wave of infection, which could be worse than the last 2.
Look, I expect it will track upwards a bit further. It is always hard to predict where it will end up.
But he isn't forecasting disaster or new restrictions, with hospitals coping well despite the spike. As for the broader community, the picture's less clear. Last month, WA Health shut down its website where people could self-report a positive rat. There's also a warning rats risk becoming less reliable if the tech doesn't keep pace with new variants.
You'd have to probably test yourself 3-4 times before you got a positive answer.
WA Health says it's confident that rats remain a robust way to test, but a positive result might not show up for the first day or 2. So people should stay home from work and events as soon as they develop symptoms, and they should stay home for at least 5 days.
Even if you're feeling better towards the end of it, it takes generally 4 or 5 days before you've cleared the virus and become less of an infectious risk.
COVID can have serious long-term effects, regardless of a patient's age or the severity of infection. For Professor Nicholson, long COVID left him with diabetes and a heart injury.
But you don't get complacent about those other things, do you? So why should you be complacent about something that can cause some of the worst illnesses in our society?
People are urged to check they're up to date with vaccinations, with fewer than 1 in 10 WA adults having a booster in the past 6 months.
In sports, the June Valley community in Port Moresby is embracing change through a sporting program themed Senisim Passing. The youth will be engaged in sports as a platform for peace and to refrain from participating in illegal activities. The 3-month sports program was launched by NCD Metropolitan Superintendent Silva Sika at the June Valley Community Oval on Sunday, November the 12th.
When officiating at the June Valley Community Sports Program, NCD Metropolitan Superintendent Silva Sika said law and order issues are happening every day in the city involving youths, and such program will stop youths in the community from involving themselves in these activities. Sika said the team Senisim Pasin is established in a way to engage youths to be agent of change today for their future tomorrow.
Desire and my conviction that you play by play and be a change, agent of change for young men and women plus stuff. No one fight no feel. Because that is a program, we have that program.
While commending the community leaders for this initiative, the Metsup told the youths to be good ambassadors when participating in the game. The Zone 2 Commander Chief Inspector Toby Amago said this program will help police to reduce law and order issues in the city leading up to the festive season, because it is through this period where law and order issues are high.
Inside los latam blue you play putih musim sensim pasin. Sensim pasin you play sawe, and you play like him sla. You play help him walk along law and order.
Hamago urged youths to participate in the game and refrain from taking marijuana and alcohol to the games, because if they do, police will stop the game. Tracy Pa, TVWAN Sports.
As the saying goes, all good things come to an end. Hence, the 2023 Pacific Game in Solomon Islands will not be the same, particularly in the track events, without the presence of Fiji's Banuve Tabakaukoro and PNG's Toya Whistle. Tabakaukoro, best regarded as king of men's Pacific Games sprint, and Whistle, described as Pacific Sprint Queen, will both sit out the 2023 events.
Banuve Tabakaukoro is the king of Pacific Games sprint, unbeaten in 3 Pacific Games, including mini Pacific Games. Tabakaukoro won gold medals in 3 Pacific Games, 2011, 2015 and 2019, before retiring from track this year. The Fijian athlete holds the record for the fastest time ever recorded by a Pacific Islander over the distance, clocking in at 10.20 seconds. He achieved this milestone on his home track in Suva during the Melanesian Regional Championships in July 2016. Like Tabakaukoro, PNG's very own Toya Whistle made name for herself since busting onto the scene in the Pacific Games in 2000, mainstay in the PNG athletes team, winning a couple of gold medals for PNG. Whistle won the 100, 200 and 400 meters races at the last 3 Pacific Games, but is sitting out the 2023 Games. Whether or not she make herself available for the next Pacific Games remains to be seen. While both enjoyed a stellar career setting the benchmark and writing the history that will take a while to break, it is a dawn of new era on the field events.
The PNG women's basketball team campaign for the Pacific Games has been given a boost with the announcement of former PNG men's elite player Dia Muri as head coach. Muri, who comes from a strong basketball family, brings a wealth of experience and knowledge of the game and puts the team in good stead. Before the games officially opens on Sunday, November the 19th. The rookie coach said it's a big honor stepping up to the coaching role. He thanked the PNG Basketball Federation for having the confidence and believing in him. Muri said some of his biggest achievements in his basketball journey was making the All-Stars team and captaining the Melanesia team. That brings us to the end of the news tonight. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.